On the night of Tuesday, August 1, 1989, about a year after the relocation to Prince George, a still unemployed Ronald visited the First Lighter pub, located 4 blocks away from the Jack family's rented house at 2116 Strathcona Avenue. There, he was approached by an unidentified man who offered Ronald and his wife purported jobs at a logging camp located at or near Cluggles Lake, 24 miles west of Prince George along British Columbia Highway 16. The man promised Ronald that the job would last between 10 days and 2 weeks, would be highly paid, and would include benefits such as daycare for the Jack children. The man Ronald spoke to has been described as a Caucasian man in his late 30s, who was between 6 feet to 6'6" tall and weighed between 200 to 275 pounds. The male had reddish-brown hair and a full beard, and was wearing a ball cap, red checkered work shirt, faded blue jeans, blue nylon jacket, and work boots with leather fringes over the toes. Because the Jack family did not own a vehicle, the unidentified man offered to transport Ronald and Doreen to the logging camp that night in his 4-wheel pickup truck. Ronald and the man left the pub at about 11:16 p.m. and returned to the Strathcona Avenue residence. In the early morning hours of August 2nd, Ronald called his brother in Burns Lake to arrange for his sons to stay with him while he was working, instead finding that doing so wouldn't be possible. Soon after, Ronald called his mother Mabel, also in Burns Lake, ending the conversation by telling her to look for him if he didn't come back. 2 relatives of Doreen, including her sister Lorraine, visited the house and witnessed the family packing belongings into the pickup truck. Ronald, Doreen, and their children have not been seen since. After Ronald had failed to contact her for several weeks, his mother reported the family missing in late August 1989. Police examined the Strathcona Avenue residence, where most of their furniture and clothes, as well as Russell and Ryan's school records, had remained since their departure. Various members of the Jack family, including Ronald's mother, have stated that there was no adequate support from any external organizations during the initial search on account of their indigenous background. On September 7, 1989, the Prince George Detachment of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police RCMP incorrectly reported that the family had been found, leading to the investigation briefly being closed. The following year, a televised reenactment of the disappearance produced by Crime Stoppers was broadcast on Prince George station CKPG-TV, despite the station not reaching the region where the family was believed to have disappeared. On the morning of Sunday, January 28, 1996, an anonymous caller contacted the RCMP detachment in Vanderhoof, British Columbia, 61 miles west of Prince George. The caller, who was traced to a house in nearby Stony Creek, stated that the Jack family are buried at the south end of an unspecified ranch before hanging up. Police issued a province-wide appeal for the caller to make contact again, and released an audio tape of the call when he did not do so. Subsequent investigation of the call determined that a party was being held at the house when the call was made, and that Vanderhoof police were unable to locate all of the 6 to 9 partygoers in attendance. The investigation into their whereabouts is still ongoing.